let's go. It might be a little bit windy today, so I hope that you will hear what I'm saying. This is actually the first onboarding video clip we're going to do now on our brand new Anytec 27. It's 001 in the boat presentation. And this boat is now placed under the Agapi 800 category. It's a category B boat. She's just been in the water 2 days, and the purpose with this 10 minutes more or less is actually just to give you a good information for the onboarding and when you're going to do the check-in on this boat. So first of all, let's always start with what do you do when you get to the boat. As always, you have the Agapi Boat Club. Very important, even though this is a heavy-duty boat, you always have to remember, always clean your feet. But then you should always check as well now that she's correctly moored. This boat is now placed on mooring 613, and she's got predefined mooring lines. So the trick with this one is put on the mooring lines in the front, and then you tighten them in the aft. And then it should be pretty tight, not like a piano string as we said before, but pretty tight. It should not move around. So this boat is perfectly moored. And as always, the first thing you do when you step on board, you always check that everything looks right, and it looks right. And then you start with checking the engine. Always check the engine. And the engine is brand new and looks perfect. This boat, and we can do like this. So this boat, I have to say that in the very beginning, personally, I did not like the design of the new Anytecs, but I have to say it grows on you. The boat not just looks extremely cool, it's extremely intelligent when it comes to the way they've solved the areas. You have a huge sitting area in the aft where you can actually, we have a table, you can make it a big sunbed. We also have, but we will not show that today, we also have a full cover canvas, which is perfect for poor weather. Now, today you don't need it anyway. But the boat is really, it's every single detail of the boat is top quality. It's an amazing quality, I have to say, when it comes to the boat. Even when it comes to all the bottoms and so on, it's straight through top quality. But what's important to know is, of course, then driving performances. First of all, it's almost like an Agapi 800. It's a little bit slower, like 44, 45 knots top speed. She's a little bit heavier, and she's got a more D shape in the hull, so she consumes 10-15% more than an Agapi 800. You should count with 1.5 liters in 30 knots, more or less, which is good to know. She's got a big fuel tank, 390 liters. And here I want to say right away that for now, for the coming couple of days, you need to actually estimate your own fuel consumption because the new software, they forgot to put in fuel used in the new software. They are fixing this in the factory now for Simrad. But let's just have a look then on the actual boat. First of all, for the check-in, mooring, then you check the propeller, and then you check everything looks great, which it does. Then it's time to get the keys and start the check-in. And the key box on this boat, and this, remember, this is not an open video. You're not supposed to show this for anyone. This is where we have the key box. And this is where we keep the dead man's grip, in here. These are things. Here you will also find something very important. Here you will find this, which you need to open the fuel tank. And the fuel tank on this boat is placed here. You see it as always, the green 95 octane. You need this one to open up. The 390 liters, and that's the fuel inlet, obviously. The tank is just under my feet here. And this one, since it's such a big fuel tank, they don't want you to be able to open the fuel inlet too easily. Here you will also find some documents, and you will have a guideline for the canvas, but this we're going to show later on. And even this one, everything is, as I said, really heavy duty, good quality. So we will then do it like this, as always. And then let's go through this. This is important now. So now I have actually already put on the main switch. And the main switch on this one is this. You actually just, now I will turn it off. Then you click, click, click. Main switch, service battery, and the boat thruster. We got 3 batteries. Now, so the first thing you need to do is just turn it on. Then, like this, click, click, click. Now it's on. Now we can turn on the plotter. As always, you also turn on the boat thruster. And you see it's on, the 2. So with 2 fingers, you activate it. It's very powerful. Same thing with this one as all our boat thrusters on the Agapis as well. After approximately 15 minutes, it disactivates. So that's important to remember. Then, of course, you have the normal functions, as always. These are self-explanatory, where you find the windshield wipers, you have the USB chargers, you have the navigation lights, and so on. So this is nothing strange. This boat is also equipped with the zip wake. It's exactly the same as Agapi's, which is automatically on. If it's very windy, side wind, this is perfect. It's the automatic trim in the aft. So that one is now, and then I need to turn on the ignition. Always turn on the ignition in order to get the plotter to talk to the computer. And now it's time to just check in. So you just take the engine hours, 3 hours, 18 minutes. That is 3.3 hours. You just know there. And this is also something I want to show, that once you get into the shallow water now, you will get an alarm. If it's 3 meters, you get an alarm. You just put, yes, I got it, okay. And then you're being reminded that you're in shallow waters. It's a function we're going to put on all boats actually now. And as I said, for now, you need to estimate the fuel consumption. You just put in 0, and then you just need to more or less keep track on how many nautical miles you're driving, and then multiply it with 1.5. We will, with a couple of days, we're going to get the updated software so you can actually see exactly what the consumption is. So this is just temporary. So we will remake this afterwards. The heater you will not need for a while. And then, as always, you have a really, really nice driving position here. Here's the USB for the telephone. Here's the telephone. And so that's about it when it comes to the check-in. Not a problem at all. And now let's just show you where we have the stuff. The chairs are, I know that someone told me the price of them. They're extremely comfortable. So where do we keep everything? This one is really good as always. And this is actually perfect to keep it here. The boat hook. Here we have the fenders. 4 fenders. We have 2 6-meter red ropes. On this side, we will find the dead man's grip. I'm sorry, the first aid kit I meant. And then we find the life jackets as well. And the reason why it's here, this is actually the sunbed that I put here. Now it's easier to put it up. So here's the life jackets and the first aid kit. This is for the sun cushion. So we keep this one for now, for here, until we find a better place. Then if we open this one, we will find the cleaning kit, and we find the whole kit to put up both the table and the sun area here. That is being found in here. Back here, right now it's just empty storage. This is an area you don't really need access to. Here we also have a 12-volt charger, and that 12-volt charger will be used for this, which is really nice. Here we have a cooler for a day like today. So this we're going to install now. It's not being installed still, and we have our first member actually who's going to start using the boat. So we got the cooler here, but it's going to be installed now so we can start using it. So we're going to come back to the details of this one as well. that's about it on this one. And then the anchor and the anchor line, it's in the front, I assume. So I will then, here we also have two very nice, here we have the diesel for the heater. You don't need to be thinking about that for right now. That's more for the fall. And then here, let's see if we're gonna have it. No, here I suppose. Here's the big space for the big anchor, 40 meters anchor line, and the rock mooring kit. It's here, nicely stored. I mean, everything here, as I said. Look at it. It's it's really nice, really really nice. And this one right now is just empty storage. And then, of course, this function as well. I want to show you. This is really cool. I think they got a patent for this. So when you open the door, you just open like this, and then click magnet. You step on board, you close it, and then the way you close it, just like this, and then like this. And here, shallow water, close. The chair, you can stand up like this. Like that. You need that because of the breeze. Because when you're sitting down like this, it's so protected now. It's getting really warm. Any questions? We have our first member actually standing a little bit secretly behind here. So I will not tell your name, but anything that you need to know because we have 2-3 members going out with us this weekend.
When it comes to the similarity with the 800 and 950, would you say it's quite the same?
When it comes to driving the boat, well, this is comparing this boat with the 800 and 950. Given that this is a boat thruster, it is as easy to handle as those boats. It's a little bit heavier than the 800, much lighter than the 950. And it's 100% aluminium boat. I've been driving it, really trying to provoke her. She's got wonderful sea performance. So, but it's a different boat. It is definitely a different boat. As you can see, it's a different boat. But she's really, really nice. But from a handling point of view, it's a good thing she's got the boat thruster, because with this kind of boat, you will never get damaged. But if you hit someone else, it's like a tanker. Then you will damage the other boat. So use the boat thruster, but as always, don't use it too much. And other questions?
Cruising speed.
Cruising speed, same thing here. This boat really runs well in slow speeds as well. But we've been up to 45 knots. That's the top speed. You can cruise between 20, 25, 30, 35. Once you start getting close to 40, then of course the fuel consumption goes up. I would say 30 knots is the perfect speed for this one.
The 1.5 when we did the manual thing here at the beginning?
Yeah, use 1.5 when you're checking then you just calculate more or less how many nautical miles, and then you use 1.5. You actually have when you're going to check out, you see the percentage as well. So you can also use that as a calculation. Great. But in that case, for you, it's going to be using this boat now for the coming week before we get the other onboarding documents in place. This is what you get. I think you will love her. Thanks.